Oh, geez.
And welcome to a phlegmtastic Tuesday edition of Wake Up Wenatchee Valley on this, the 14th day of August, 2018. I'm Dan Kuntz. He's Steve Hare, cat in control, and another day of smoke and another day of haze. That's not good.
Oh, God, that's ugly.
That's not good. Ugh. That's the big story of the day today. We're going to get to that here in just a couple of minutes. The air quality, we'll get you the latest readings from the Washington State Department of Ecology.
Suffice it to say, it's unhealthy.
It's not good at all. We'll get the numbers. We'll even show you a couple of readings from the actual air quality stations, the one in Chelan and the one in Wenatchee with the latest numbers there. It's going to be smoky. It's going to be hazy. The air quality alert from the Department of Ecology goes to at least 10 a.m. Wednesday. They're going to take another look at the numbers, take another look at the forecast, take a look at this high-pressure dome that has the lid on, and they may extend it. I wouldn't be surprised at all if they extend it. They certainly have the right to do so. They say they're going to reevaluate it late this afternoon, and my guess is the air quality alert will be extended past 10 o'clock Wednesday, because until this high-pressure ridge gets bumped out of sight, it's not going to change very much. And this is the most critical thing of all. They were hoping for a weak cold front to push into the area Wednesday afternoon into Thursday. It is going to affect the weather and the air quality in the Puget Sound area, but not so much here. It's going to run out of gas, and that means we're going to be stuck with this for a while, it looks like.
Yeah, and for the matter, I mean, the weather conditions are expected to be dry and hot right through October, from what I understand.
Yeah.
So we're in for the long haul as far as the fire season is concerned, and interestingly enough, a lot of this smoke that we're getting here in the Wenatchee Valley is not from local fires.
Yeah, they got some fires up in Canada there, where they have a higher alcohol content, and that's there's a lot of fires. There's Canada, of course. The fire's close to us. There's a fire in the Olympic National Forest. They got some in the Idaho Panhandle. We're kind of surrounded by Blucky Gluck.
And of course, California.
Yeah. They said California is the place you ought to be, right? Isn't that where they loaded up the truck and they
head to Beverly?
Moved to Beverly. That's what I heard. Coming up tomorrow at Lisa B's, hopefully the smoke will be good enough to have this little event. The Junior Service League Wenatchee is holding their first annual event as the new Women's Service League in North Central Washington. Last week, Callie Klein and Corey Batista from that fine organization came in to talk about their membership drive that's going to happen tomorrow at Lisa B's, and we'll have that interview for you again coming up in the back half of the hour. We got sports, crazy Mariner game. If you went to bed early, you missed an incredible ninth inning. They didn't win.
Oh, they played last night?
Yeah, they played last night, yeah.
Oh, I thought you said they had tonight.
You
were wrong, so I didn't even listen.
Yeah, no, well, you didn't. You missed a great game.
You gave me fake news.
I did. I gave you fake. Well, I am, after all, the enemy of the people. What do you do? We got sports. We have the obscure holiday also today in history, birthdays, and everybody is entitled to Mike Minotti's opinion. Our high-definition cameras, courtesy of Localtel's Sky-Fi high-speed wireless, is going to be pretty bad. It gives you a pretty good indication. Now, these cameras are up pretty high, so it might actually throw you for a little bit, but that's a live shot right now of the Wenatchee Valley, and that is worse than it was yesterday. We could actually make out pretty clearly the Senator George Seller Bridge. Even the Otobashian Bridge was within view yesterday at this time, 24 hours ago. Not today.
I'll tell you what, looking at this guy right now, I lived in Los Angeles, okay? And this is worse than the worst day I ever lived in Los Angeles.
Yeah, it's not good.
Yeah.
It's not good. So somewhere down there, trust me, is the Wenatchee Valley. It hasn't gone anywhere. It's just covered in smoke and haze, and it will be for quite some time. Camera 2, that's a great shot of downtown Wenatchee. Gives you a pretty good idea. I mean, visibility, what, maybe a mile and a half tops?
Maybe.
That's a guess right there. The Coast Hotel to your right, of course, and you can make out the American Legion Hall down there. That's a low camera. I mean, that's not very high. It's only maybe 150 feet up in the air. And that lets you know how thick the smoke is. And it hits you. You walk out the door and boom, it just, you can immediately smell the smoke.
A very acrid, smoky smell, and it's not good for your health, folks. There's a lot of particulate matter there, arsenic and other bad things. That
Old lace. Yeah. That is the Arundel Rock camera, I'm thinking, Kat? Yep, that's the Arundel Rock camera, so that's US 97 / Highway 2 to your left.
Out that way yesterday, as a matter of fact, and that's exactly what it looked like driving up to Waterville yesterday.
You know it's really smoky when the cars that have the automatic headlights, if they have that cell that decides it's dark enough to turn on the headlights without you having to do it, when they're on in the middle of the day, that tells you how smoky it is.
Yeah.
And it is smoky. Camera 4.
We've not heard whether it's affecting any air traffic at Pangbourne, but apparently they've got adequate visibility
Yeah,
for.
I would assume so. And that's our Appalachians camera looking at the beautiful hamlet of Cashmere. Cashmere is one of those towns that does not have a permanent air monitoring station, but when we had the fires in 2012 and we had 20 days of just terrible air, they went ahead and put a portable one in Cashmere, and Cashmere was pegging the needle back in those days. They might actually put one in Cashmere because the Cashmere is a smaller valley, and sometimes the air quality can be worse in Cashmere than it is in the Wenatchee Valley. So there you go. That is a look at our cameras around the valley, or what we can show you. Socked in. All right, let's take a look at the Washington State Department of Ecology air quality map. First, we're going to show you the state of Washington itself. The darker the purple, the worse it is. Right now, the only place that has hazardous, which is the worst of them all, is Plain. That's that dark purple blob you see almost right smack dab in the middle of your screen. If you see purple, that means the air quality is very unhealthy.
Hazardous.
And that includes Wenatchee Valley, Chelan, Leavenworth, and Twisp. So that is the purplish one. And then you go to red, and that's just unhealthy, and that is Omak, Quincy, and Moses Lake. So not a lot of relief anywhere. We got the latest readings from two of the stations. This is the Wenatchee one we're going to show you first. This is located at 5th Street by the elementary school, John Newberry. So you can see we're not quite to the hazardous, but we're pretty close at 276. Once you get to 301, it goes up to hazardous. And we were in the 300s yesterday.
Yeah, we'll have more on that coming up in the news.
Yeah, we were in the 300s by yesterday afternoon, and it was not good. My guess is we'll get there again.
About 100 points higher yesterday afternoon than it is right now.
Yeah. So that's Wenatchee's as it is right now, and it's, like I said, that little needle that you see is probably going to slide into the hazardous area in the not too distant future. Let's take you up to Chelan, which was also bad. Now Chelan's is even worse. As you can see, they're at 286. There's no question that both Chelan and Wenatchee are going to get into that 301 mark, and that puts us from very unhealthy into hazardous.
Interestingly enough, 2012, I still have the old graph images from 2012 fires, and it was pegged out.
500 is as far as it goes.
Yeah.
So there you go. Once again, Plain hazardous, that's the worst. Very unhealthy is Wenatchee Valley, Chelan, Leavenworth, and Twisp. And unhealthy is Omak, Quincy, and Moses Lake. Ugh. You need a mask? We have a list of where you can get them, right? Free of charge, Steve?
It's a little hard to read this little list right now, but I'll tell you what, they're all over the valley. Confluence Health, a good place to pick them up at their satellite clinics, as well as the main hospital and clinic in Wenatchee. Also, Aging and Adult Care has them available. The Chelan Douglas Health District has them available, and any number of those places throughout the Chelan County area, you can pick them up, and East Wenatchee.
Air quality is not good, and it's going to, as we mentioned before, probably stay or even get worse all of this week. Their forecast from the National Weather Service. We're going to back off a little bit on these highs. Grant and I talked about this. Grant's our weather expert here, and he said with the smoke and the haze, they say 93. He said probably more like 90 because it just
it's a blanket. It's an insulating layer.
The sun can't quite break through. Here's a perfect example. Yesterday's forecast high was 88, and we hit 85. So basically, take what you see there and back off about 3 degrees, and that's about what we're getting. But basically, the haze and the smoke is going to continue over the area all the way through Monday of next week. The lid is on. We have a dome of high pressure, and there's really nothing to knock it out of alignment. There's a weak cold front that's going to come in Wednesday, but it's really weak. It's not going to pack much of a punch. In fact, as far as winds, let me jump to winds real quick. Today, northwest wind 5 to 7. Tonight, northwest wind less than 5. Wind on Wednesday, less than 5. 7 miles an hour Wednesday night, 5 to 10 miles an hour Thursday. Most of this westerly winds, and then 0 wind Thursday night through Monday.
It is, well, kind of a double-edged sword there. Less wind.
Good for the firefighters.
Less, yeah. I mean, the fire feeds off of, oxygen and humidity, and so all of those things are playing in the firefighters' favor right now. So that's good news.
Speaking of humidity, 59% relative humidity, 61 degrees outside of our studios. We're going to take a quick break. Yes, we got a lot of news to get to. It was a busy day around here yesterday. Steve will handle those duties as he does it so well. The news is 1 minute away, and it's brought to you by our friends at Cascade Medical. Trained with a physical therapist who loves the outdoors as much as you do. Cascade Medical, partners in your health.
The physical therapists at Cascade Medical love the outdoors as much as you do. But sometimes where there's love, there's also pain. Let us help you get back to the activities that you love. Cascade Medical, partners in your health.
Hey folks, Carrie from Blueberry Hills in Manson, where we've got huge news. We've started our Blueberry U-Pick. It's a great time to toss the family in the car and get on out to Blueberry Hills, where you can get the best down-home scratch country cooking around and pick some of the world's most delicious and largest blueberries that have been high desert farmed. This makes for an intense blueberry flavor, and they are so much fun to pick. Our fields are open 8 to 2:30 daily and restaurant from 8 to 3, so come on out and join us.
And now it's time for your local news update with Steve Hare.
And on this Tuesday, August 14th, welcome back to the program. Here's what's happening around north central Washington. First off, let's head out to the fire lines. Fire crews are reportedly making good progress in their battle against the Cougar Creek fire in the upper Entiat Valley. Much of that smoke we're dealing with here in the Wenatchee Valley is from the suppression efforts on that 29,000-acre forest fire. And again, light winds and an inversion moderated the fire behavior yesterday. Here's some shots taken from Saturday night when that fire blew up and actually crossed the river. Crews were able to perform burnout operations yesterday to improve the depth on most vulnerable portions of the fire line. Fire managers provided a status report to residents of the Entiat community at a public meeting last night. Entiat Fire Chief Mike Asher said the Cougar Creek and the Lost Lake fires could have been a lot worse if not for the diligence of area property owners and the incident management team.
Appeal to you folks to help us help you protect your homes and do everything you could ahead of this fire coming in and possibly impacting us. I have to say, I am so proud, seriously, of our community. Sorry. You folks dove in, did more than I've ever seen, and I've been on a lot of fires. And I want to say thank you to you for that. That helped the success that we've had so far. No doubt in my mind, without that kind of preparation, without the fact that we ended up going up in priority, we ended up getting the resources that we were needing to be more effective on this fire. Without all of the things that occurred, we truly avoided what could have been a pretty serious disaster to our community again.
Now that fire is only 5% contained at this point. They're still looking at September 15th for full containment, if all goes according to plan, that is. Crews today are working to strengthen containment lines, improve roads, and perform some more burnout operations. That's going to generate a lot more smoke. More favorable weather conditions, though, are expected, but the inversion will result in continuing hazardous air quality conditions in the Wenatchee area. Entiat Valley Road, by the way, has been closed to all traffic now except for local residents. Another community meeting is scheduled for 6 o'clock tonight. This is going to be held in the Lake Chelan area at the Performing Arts Center. Again, it starts at 6 p.m. We're talking about air quality, folks, or the lack thereof. August 2018 is again looking and smelling a lot like the big fire year of September 2012. And of course, we're referring to the air quality in north central Washington. Dan Kuntz has been following that for us on NCW Life News.
With the area fires continuing to grow and a dome of high pressure established over the northwest, preventing the smoke from escaping, air quality in our region has reached hazardous proportions in both the Wenatchee Valley and the Chelan area. As of 3 o'clock this afternoon, the air quality monitor in Wenatchee read 370 on the WUWV value scale, which is considered hazardous for everyone regardless of their respiratory conditions. The Chelan site registered a 306 on the scale just inside the hazardous zone. Leavenworth, Plain, Quincy, Moses Lake, Twisp, and Omak all have readings between 201 and 300, which is considered very unhealthy. The Department of Ecology has extended their air quality alert until 10 Wednesday morning, when some improvement in ventilation is possible. Dan Kuntz, NCW Life News.
And again, you can pick up those smoke masks at various locations around Wenatchee and East Wenatchee and throughout Chelan County. The best opportunity would be through Confluence Health or through the Chelan Douglas Health District. Also today, a September 27th trial date has been set for a Rock Island man accused in the beating death of his wife last month. 68-year-old Louis Tialilo was arraigned yesterday before Douglas County Superior Court Judge John Hotchkiss. The 68-year-old entered his plea via closed-circuit video from the Okanagan County Jail, where he's being held on $500,000 bail.
Special allegation of domestic violence. To that charge, how do you plead, guilty or not?
Not guilty.
Tialilo was arrested July 26th. His wife Peggy's body was found the previous day inside the couple's trailer. A Douglas County Sheriff's deputy responded to the residence on Riverside Place on a welfare check after being notified that she had not turned up to give someone a ride. Autopsy results found that the woman had been bludgeoned to death and had not been shot in the head as previously suspected by Douglas County Sheriff's detectives. Evidence also showed that Peggy Tialilo's face had been bludgeoned by an object or several objects multiple times rather than shot. The autopsy also showed that the woman's head had been caved in. Meanwhile, if convicted, Tialilo could be sentenced to life in prison without parole. Also yesterday, a Manson man accused of murdering his mother was in Chelan County Superior Court yesterday for a hearing. Defense attorneys requested further evaluation of 25-year-old Rafael Ocampo in court. His trial, scheduled for September 10th, has been stricken as a result. Ocampo is charged with first-degree murder in the death of his mother, 56-year-old Maria Ocampo, last summer. The mother was stabbed to death in the apartment she shared with her son. Rafael Ocampo told detectives his mother had tried to stab him first, but he overpowered her and turned the knife on her. Ocampo will next appear in Superior Court on August 27th for a status conference hearing. Also, Friday night at the Omak Stampede, a lot more than just horse racing. Went from bad to worse for two Spokane men. It was around 10 o'clock in the evening after the Stampede race. Several law enforcement officers were at their command post waiting for the traffic to clear out when a Suburban backed into a patrol car. After the collision, several deputies and tribal police contacted the two men in the vehicle. One of the occupants had two valid warrants and was arrested on those warrants. As the investigation continued, they located cocaine, crack cocaine, and heroin. The driver of the vehicle attempted to eat some of the crack cocaine, and an ambulance was called out, but the driver refused treatment at the scene. The driver and passenger were both arrested. A search warrant was done on the vehicle, and additional drugs and two pistols were found in the vehicle. Both men arrested are convicted felons and cannot possess firearms, according to this news release by Okanagan County Sheriff Frank Rogers. Arrested at the scene, 41-year-old Roland Winfrey of Spokane. He was the driver of the vehicle and was charged with the illegal possession of firearm in the first degree, possession of cocaine, and for possession of heroin. Winfrey also has 11 prior felony convictions and is a convicted felon. Also arrested was Daryl Givens, a 59-year-old out of Spokane. He was the passenger. He was arrested on two separate warrants as well. Illegal possession of firearm in the first degree, possession of cocaine, and for possession of heroin. Givens also has 7 prior felony convictions. Well, there's been an international response to the scores of wildfires burning in the western United States. Fire crews from as far away as New Zealand and Australia are deployed on the fire lines. In fact, here's a group of hotshots from Samoa who were recently filmed at a fire camp in Helena, California.
Out in the fire,
Understand that they performed that traditional little dance and singing after a full day of fighting a fire.
How can they have that kind of energy?
My gosh.
That's impressive.
Well, they are impressive.
And that's
all of those firefighters are impressive, and our thoughts and prayers are with all of you out there on the fire lines. Oh, by the way, the firefighter who was injured in Douglas County at the Cooley Dam, the Grass Valley fire, apparently he was from Omak area. He was an Okanagan County firefighter, but he is in satisfactory condition right now. So that's good news.
What do you say at 8:01 when the show's over that we do the same thing?
Yeah.
Yeah, you and I can do this little live. One more time, the only place in north central Washington that has hazardous air quality, the worst of the worst, is Plain right now. They're hazardous. Very unhealthy is the Wenatchee Valley, Chelan, Leavenworth, and Twisp, and then unhealthy, there you go. Look for the red dots for unhealthy. That would be Omak, Quincy, and Moses Lake. But both Wenatchee and Chelan are going to bump up from very unhealthy into hazardous. Before this day is out, we're getting pretty close to that magic 301 mark, which puts us into the hazardous range.
You know, it's bad when you see the red dots on the Puget Sound side.
Yeah, that gives you a perfect example of what they're dealing with, and the Department of Ecology has the air quality alert is going until at least 10 a.m. tomorrow morning, but my guess is they're going to extend it again. 22 minutes after they are, going to take a quick break. When we come back, we have sports, the obscure holiday, today in history, birthdays, everyone is entitled to Mike Magnotti's opinion, and they're going to replay the fascinating interview with the lovely ladies from the Women's Service League in North Central Washington, Callie Klein and Corey Batista. Important information coming your way between now and 8 o'clock. You're watching Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. Live this morning from Studio 10 in downtown Wenatchee on the NCW Live channel.
Hello, Wenatchee Valley. Christian Shaman here with Bay Equity Home Loans.
Make your dream of building your own home a reality today. Bay Equity Home Loans has teamed up with Real Homes to make building your new home a smooth process. Bay Equity Home Loans of Wenatchee offers new construction loans, FHA 3.5% down, and VA 100% construction loans.
Stop on by or give us a call today.
I have a doctor who knows what they're talking about.
It's just so much more hands-on and friendly than anywhere else I've ever been.
It's really great to walk into somewhere where you feel welcomed and you feel accepted.
We've just been grateful for the care and respect that we've been given there.
And here when I come to visit my doctor, I'm not afraid to ask questions.
It's not just about getting you in and out.
I love my care at CVCH. It's awesome. Give it a try.
Welcome back. 23 minutes after the hour, smoky, hazy, 63 degrees. Going to top off at about 90 with really bad air for the foreseeable future. Let's do sports. Well, if you went to bed early last night and gave up on the Mariners, you missed a great finish, although Seattle still lost. Here's how things transpired down in Oakland. They were trailing 7-1 in the 8th inning. There were 2 outs. The Mariners rallied. They scored 2 runs. Gene Seguro had an RBI base hit. So did Nelson Cruz. Then in the 9th, Ryan Healy scored on a bases-loaded wild pitch. That was followed by Mitch Haniger's 2-run base hit. All of a sudden, it's 7-6. Nelson Cruz at bat, 2 on, 2 out, and he struck out. And that was the end of the game. The final was 7-6. Manager Scott Service says you can't ask for much more than having your very best hitter up with a chance to win it in the 9th.
Our guys, continued to fight. We put, like I said, some good at-bats up late in the game. Marco, hung in there. I certainly appreciate that. He did keep us in the game. Wasn't his sharpest outing. Oakland's very patient. They control the strike zone. They grind at bats. If you're not on top of your game, they'll run a pitch count up on you. They've been doing that to not just him, but a lot of people lately. So, it was good to get in their bullpen. We got our 4-hole hitter up there with a couple guys on. He gets a couple good swings at it, but we just didn't get over the top.
Marco Gonzalez had his 2nd consecutive outing with a loss. He went 5 innings, allowed 4 runs, 8 hits, struck out 4, had 3 walks. Service was asked about Gonzalez having 2 less than stellar starts in a row.
Yeah, it just hasn't been as sharp as Chris. The stuff is down a little bit, and then coming out in the first inning, it's taken him a little while to kind of get into the game. But nothing big that you can point out. It just hasn't been as crisp as he is. The cutter hasn't been as effective a pitch as it has been earlier in the year as well. So it happens. You go through streaks. He was on such a good roll there. The last 2 or 3 just hasn't been as sharp, but still like having him out there. He's a really good competitor, and he did keep us in the game. He got through the 5th inning, I'd given up 4, but we were still kind of in the ball game at that point.
So it's the Mariners and the Oakland A's doing battle again tonight, 7:05. The Big Maple, James Paxton, will toe the rubber. The A's will go with Mike Fiers, an appropriate name. American League West scoreboard last night. Let's take a look at the Les Schwab scoreboard. It looks like this. Robinson Chirinos went 2 for 4. He had a 3-run home run and 4 RBIs. Texas knocked off Arizona, as you see. Justin Upton's 2-run home run capped a 4-run 10th for Los Angeles as the Angels rallied to beat San Diego 6-3. Houston didn't play last night, so the Astros' lead in the West has been trimmed to 2 games. Seattle trails the A's by 2.5 for that final wild card playoff spot. Well, the Seahawks continued training camp in Renton, getting ready for their upcoming game. They take on the Chargers Saturday in Los Angeles, California. Now that they've got a game in the books, it's time for the rookies to show what they've learned, such as the case for rookie linebacker Shaquem Griffin.
When I came in the game, I was a little nervous at first. Obviously it's my first NFL game. I didn't know how I was going to be, so it was just me trying to get that first hit out the way. And once I got that first tackle, I was like, you know what, I was supposed to be here. And I kind of just let loose from there. And my coach said, don't worry about, making mistakes or anything. He said he just wants to see guys run hard and hit. And that's what I wanted to do, so that's what I did when it came to that. When I was watching film, it was a time for me to okay, I did what Coach tell me, so now how can I better myself for the upcoming week? And I was just seeing the mistakes I made and make sure I can key on that and get better.
Head coach Pete Carroll says Griffin has a lot of room for improvement, but he likes what he sees so far.
It took him a little bit to get his feel, and he would tell you that too. He started a little slow. He was really hyped up and kind of amped and wasn't moving well. And then he slowed things down, backed up a little bit in his alignments, and just started really hitting the line of scrimmage. You see the speed that he has, and his nature to be aggressive and run through and be an attacking player really showed up for his first time out. And he's got a million things to learn, so he's just getting started. But the fundamental part of it, that he can run and hit, showed. And so it was exciting. And I was really glad he contributed on special teams in such a big way.
Seahawks will be in beautiful Carson, California, just outside of Los Angeles, to take on the Los Angeles Chargers. I'm still getting used to that. Kickoff Saturday night, 7 o'clock, and that's sports at 28 minutes after the hour. It's time for the obscure holiday. It's Creamsicle Day today. I love a good creamsicle. The original creamsicles were pretty basic. They were just made of vanilla ice cream, and then they covered it with frozen orange juice. They've gotten better at it. Now it's orange all the way through. Basically, any ice cream, the term creamsicle, by the way, is copyrighted. It's patented. It's a brand name. But basically, if you take ice cream and you cover it with a layer of iced fruit juice or whatever on a flat wooden stick, it's a creamsicle. We'll call it like that. Everybody in the family have a creamsicle today. Perfect time for these cold beverages and cold snacks this time of the year. Happy Creamsicle Day. Let's go to today in history. Boy, we're talking about the fires that are going on now. Nothing on what happened 85 years ago on the Oregon coast. That's an actual shot. August 13th, 1933, a logging crew was dragging a fallen Douglas fir, and the steel cable that the Douglas fir was attached to dragged across an already downed piece of wood, and that snag that it dragged across burst into flame, and so began the Tillamook burn. It was not fully extinguished for a long, long time. 546 square miles of forest destroyed. The fire was so intense that ships out in the Pacific Ocean 500 miles out to sea had ash from the fire land on the decks of their ship. The Tillamook burn began very intensely on this date, August 13th, 1933. Happy birthday to the Social Security Act. FDR signed it into law on this date, 83 years ago, August 13th, 1935. The very first and continuing government pension for the retired. A note for you. In 1940, the ratio of workers to beneficiaries for Social Security, 159 to 1. Today, that ratio of workers to beneficiaries is 3 to 1. Social Security, as it is now, is simply unsustainable, and they won't address it. They're going to have to eventually. August 13th, 1936, 82 years ago, the last public execution in the United States happened in Owensboro, Kentucky, the execution of Rainey Bethea in front of 20,000 people. It was botched. It was a complete fiasco. The guy who supervised the hanging showed up drunk, didn't know what he was doing. He couldn't even perform the task. A sheriff's marshal ended up having to actually step on the plank that sent Rainey Bethea to his desk. It was such a fiasco that they simply quit doing public executions. The last one on this date, 82 years ago. And 73 years ago today, we won! Woohoo! Japan finally surrendered. First Hiroshima, then Nagasaki. They still wouldn't quit. Harry Truman said, quit or we'll just keep dropping A-bombs. And finally, Japan accepted the terms of surrender, and World War II came to an end August 13th, 1945, 73 years ago today. And finally, birthdays. We'll whip right through them because there's a lot of them. Baseball Hall of Famer Earl Weaver, there he is. He always handled my Yankees very well. Born in the state in 1930, died at the age of 82 in 2013. Baseball Hall of Fame, 1996. Hard to believe that the Orioles only won one world championship with Earl Weaver in command. David Crosby is 77 years old today. Happy birthday, David. Somebody should probably tell him it's his birthday today. Steve Martin, he's a wild and crazy guy. Comedian, musician, producer, multi-talented. Steve Martin, 73 years old today. Gary Larson, the creator of The Far Side. There are no pictures that I can use of Gary Larson that I could find anywhere. So there's a Far Side cartoon for you. I miss him. He's 68 years old today. Magic Johnson, one of the greatest basketball players of all time, 59 years old today. And Halle Berry, the first African-American actress to win the Academy Award for Best Actress. She did it for Monsters Ball 16 years ago. Halle Berry, 52 years old today. 32 minutes after the hour, everybody is entitled to Mike Magnotti's opinions about gesticulating. Mike talks with his hands. He's Italian. What do you do? And then my conversation with Callie Klein and Corey Batista. Still to come between now and 8 o'clock. Wake Up Wenatchee Valley, live from Studio 1 in downtown Wenatchee on the NCW Life Channel.
I'm Grant Olson, and you're watching the NCW Life Channel.
I'm Eric Grandstrom with NCW Life Sports.
I'm NCW Life News Director Steve Hare.
Catch us on Local Tel Channel 12.
You can watch us on Charter Channel 19 or stream us live on ncwlife.com.
Follow us on Twitter and like us on Facebook.
Where we cover the local high schools, the Wenatchee Wild, and the pro teams out of Seattle.
On Saturday, we have a 90% chance of rain.
Catch it all right here on the NCW Life Channel.
Did you know that our pets can put on extra weight just like us? Obesity is the most common preventable disease in dogs and cats. Your pet's excess weight can lead to health issues like joint pain, arthritis, diabetes, high blood pressure, and more. Dr. Shauna Baez and the staff at Paws and Claws Veterinarian Hospital care about your pets, and they can help you keep them lean and healthy. Call Paws and Claws today at 888-PAWS or find them on the corner 4th and Isle in East Wenatchee.
Plumbing, heating, or cooling repair, Patriot will be right there.
Is your inefficient home comfort system wasting money? This Lennox dealer can help.
Save money on your energy bills with an efficient Lennox system from Patriot Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling. Call Patriot today.
Patriot Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling will give your home a hug.
Get up to $1,500 in rebates or special financing.
Looking for a hands-on, high-demand job? Now is the perfect time to get trained for a career in manufacturing. Washington currently has a shortage of skilled tradespeople, and retirements are making room for more. The machining program at Wenatchee Valley College is designed to give students the foundation to excel in this precision industry. Don't wait, there are only 15 spots left. A 2-year degree and a 1-year certificate are available. Learn more at wvc.edu/machining.
This is Mike Mad Dog McNaughty, and everybody's entitled to my opinion. Now, okay, I need to know, does my wife Rosie have some kind of superpower? It seems like everywhere I'm about to go, she either gets there first or gets in my way. Now, the other day I was about to get a paper towel, and as soon as I turned in that direction, she got between me and the paper towel dispenser. And she put something in the trash. You know, another time I just turned to go into our kitchen computer, and as I headed there, she got in front of me, already sitting down at the desk. You know, and it's not just in our home where this happens, it's everywhere. And not only that, just as I'm about to do something, like open a window, she says to me, "Mike, open the window." This happens all the time. Now I need to know, does every wife do this? I really think I need to report this to someone. I mean, this is a miracle. This is Mike Mad Dog McNaughty, and that's my opinion.
You don't want to see this happen. It's the oil light on your car. Oil is the lube of life for your car's engine. At Alignment Pros and Express Lube, they pour the best oil your car deserves. Expect fast, friendly, superior service in a clean environment. They'll change your oil and perform a 21-point inspection while you enjoy the comfort of their amazing waiting room. Keep your car in top shape at Alignment Pros and Express Lube in East Wenatchee.
Dear Mary Maids, just got home from a trade show and I didn't have time to pick up the house. Kids made chili. Jeff did a mud run. Oh, and Winston shredded Teddy's bed. Again, please clean it the best you can. Oh, except for the statue Max made for me. Thanks, Abby.
Hi, Abby. Clean kitchen, clean bath, clean floor, naughty cat. Poor Teddy. The statue is precious. You should keep it forever. See you next time, Mary Maids.
And we're back on Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. I am Dan Kuntz. The Junior Service League is a women's-based organization that's been around for many, many, many years. And 10 years ago, a couple of ladies who are near and dear to my heart, Penny Carpenter and Jennifer Bouchon, goes, we don't have one in Wenatchee. And so they founded the Junior Service League in Wenatchee 10 years ago. It's been going great guns ever since. And now they've gone to the next step. They've changed their name for good reason. And to talk about that and all the good stuff that the now Women's Service League in North Central Washington does, to my far left is Corey Batista, who's been there since day one, 10 years ago, and Callie Klein. Callie, you have an official title with this group, right? Are you like?
This year I am the president-elect for the organization. So Teresa is our wonderful president this year, and I get to take the reins next year. Yeah.
We are very thrilled about that.
It's a great organization. Of course, Callie was on the show when we talked about Touch a Truck.
Yes.
Back in May, I believe it was.
Yeah,
Is that
right around then, yeah.
That was a hoot.
It was.
Yeah,
it was.
Touch a Truck is a lot of fun.
Yep.
It's a great time.
Yeah, Kara couldn't be with us today. Of course, I wanted to bring Corey, but Kara couldn't be with us because she is about ready to have that baby any minute.
Woohoo! I'm so excited.
Yes.
Has she picked a name yet?
I don't think so.
Do they know the sex?
No, they didn't.
It's going to be a surprise.
It's going to be a
surprise.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
That's the way to do it.
Yeah.
That's the way to do it. Let's go back 10 years ago. Jennifer Bouchon, Penny Carpenter, two very well-known ladies around North Central Washington. They said, we need to do something. We need to get a junior service league going. They kind of got it going. And
Yes.
You were there from day one.
I was there from day one. Jennifer and Penny had a vision to bring a women's volunteer organization to town. It was structured based on the Junior Leagues International Association. And so they called it Junior Service League, and they brought a group of women together, many of whom are leaders in our community, to get this women's organization started. The other part of the group that merged kind of with that founding group was the Hospital Guild Foundation. So those were some older ladies that came to be a part of our group as what we call sustaining members. So that's kind of how it all started. And then our very first event was the diaper drive. It was a one collection spot at Albertsons. We collected, a couple thousand diapers for a few hours, and 10 years later, that has grown leaps and bounds. Girlfriend's Closet came after that. Lisa Traum was the founder of Girlfriend's Closet, and that started as a very small kind of preview party day and one-day event. We raised a couple $1,000s we were pretty proud of, and that has grown leaps and bounds as well. So now we're to the point where this organization has grown, all these huge events, so much money given back to the community to help those in need. And so rather than officially joining the Junior Leagues associations, the membership decided to keep all the money local, keep the group affordable and inclusive, membership dues, and keep people involved. And so this last year, we had a group of people working very hard on a new logo and a new name. So now we are excited to announce that we are a Women's Service League of North Central Washington.
Yes.
The Women's Service League of North Central Washington. Again, there's your new logo. Hey,
there it is.
I like that. Who did that? That's good.
Actually, Mary and Rob with our digital. Okay. Mary's been a longtime member, and she was on the rebranding committee and helped us come up with that logo. And we absolutely love it because, to be perfectly honest, the women in our group are superheroes. I mean, when you're talking about, raising thousands of dollars for the community in different ways, like Corey said, diaper drive, the first year we raised a couple thousand. This last year we raised, just on our one day, $52,000, or 52,000 diapers were collected in one day.
That's a lot of diapers.
That is a lot of diapers.
And I'm not even an expert, but that's a lot of diapers.
It is a lot.
I love the cape on
Yes.
the logo. That is a nice touch.
Yeah, we're pretty excited about that. Like I said, we're superheroes, so we're doing great things in the community. So.
And now you're a standalone organization. You're not affiliated with the Junior Service League.
Right, and we never were officially affiliated, but we are, kind of on our own now, and we wanted to make sure that the money and everything stayed within our local communities.
And there's always been some confusion with the junior part of the name. Do you have to be under a certain age to join? We have members ranging from 18 years to 90 years. So we wanted to include all women. We also wanted to broaden our reach. We obviously are based in Wenatchee and East Wenatchee, but we want to serve all the women of North Central Washington, all of the children of North Central Washington. So, this year for Diaper Drive, for example, we're going up to Kashmir, we're trying to go up to Chelan. So we'll start kind of broadening that footprint too.
And we're going to go chronologically with all the great events that the now Women's Service League of North Central Washington does. I got to get that in my head.
Yeah.
But let's get to this. First things first. It's time to get some new members. You got a big membership drive coming up next week.
We do. Our summer social is next Wednesday, so we're pretty excited. It's going to be out at Lisa B's. And it's the kickoff for our membership enrollment. We only take new members from August to November, so we want to start it off with a little bit of a party and invite women that are interested in joining. Even if you just want information, come and join us. We'll have committee members talking about all of the events that we do, so you can kind of get an idea of what we're about, and then hopefully join us.
And that how do women normally join your organization? Just word of mouth, Corey, you go to your friend. We have a great organization. We have a lot of fun.
Well, word of mouth and the magnitude of our events over the years have drawn a lot of new members. There's lots of people that, the second we close the doors of Girlfriend's Closet, people want to donate immediately and know when the dates are for next year.
Yep.
So if you are excited about Girlfriend's Closet, it's something you want to be a part of, maybe passionate about prom dress giveaway, we have something for everybody. And it's not just about our major events that that we promote and talk about, but there are many other ways that we volunteer in the community through our various community outreach programs. We cook and serve meals at the Lighthouse. We have breakfast and craft nights at Grace House, a Women's Resource Center. There are various nonprofit organizations, Serve Wenatchee Valley, to name one, where we kind of jump in and volunteer to help, if they need us. We also partner with Downtown Kiwanis and do the Coats for Kids in the winter. So aside from our major events that are, we've kind of coined as ours, we definitely are, a volunteer organization that partners and helps other people in the community.
Is there a limit to how many ladies can join the Women's Service League of North Central Washington? The more the merrier?
Definitely, the more the merrier. I don't think we've ever set a cap on it. We'd love to have hundreds and hundreds and hundreds.
And we try to make it really easy because we only meet once a month, the third Tuesday of the month, and we actually provide childcare at our meetings. We try to be really inclusive of, making it easy for, moms, women, all types to join. So we do have childcare at our meetings.
I'm told through sources that the meetings start out, they have an agenda and they go through all the important stuff they need to talk about, then slowly it just becomes just kind of a party.
Pretty much.
How your meetings work. So you girls you talk about that, you do serious work, this is important stuff, but it strikes me that you girls have a lot of fun.
We do.
That's it comes across.
Absolutely, yeah. I wouldn't want to be part of an organization where I didn't get to have fun every once in a while. So that's kind of, our summer social is an example of that. We do a Christmas party to celebrate the holidays. But then even at all of the events, we always want to engage people and engage our members and have a lot of fun. And you'll always see us smiling and enjoying ourselves. So
it's a great way for women to meet other women in the valley that, may not cross paths in other walks of life or what they do for careers. I've met, some of my best friends through this group that I never would have known had it not been for Junior Service League.
Absolutely.
I do my grocery shopping. I'm not going to mention the store where I do my grocery shopping at because I told Albertsons I wouldn't mention their name. I was going through the diaper aisle on my way to get the milk and the butter and the next says, diapers are expensive.
They are.
How can people who are barely making rent and food with their job, how can they afford diapers? It's
well,
ridiculous.
and especially when diapers aren't one of the things that you can have subsidized.
Yeah.
For WIC and some of those other programs, diapers aren't included. So they're, when you have a little one, they're a necessity. Same with formula. Formula is subsidized, but still, formula, wipes, all of that, it can add up really quickly. So yeah, our first big event after our summer social is diaper drive.
Yeah, and a lot of people don't realize that those items that are really a truly essential need item are not subsidized, by the government or any sort of assistance. And like you said, diapers are extremely expensive. They are directly linked to, poverty. When people are, not able to afford diapers, they're stretching diapers. It can cause health consequences, stress on the parents, the families. So that was kind of one of our very first programs that we really felt like, hey, we can make an immediate difference by volunteering to do this drive. Now, over the years, the diaper banks at St. Joe's, Sage, serve Wenatchee Valley, at the college, those diaper banks really rely on this diaper drive event to refill the banks every year.
And how do we participate? I'm in on the diaper drive. What do I do? Go buy diapers and say, here you go? Or
pretty much.
Is that all there is to it?
Yeah.
Okay.
So on October 28th, we will set up at several locations, several throughout Wenatchee, East Wenatchee, Cashmere, hopefully up in Chelan. And as you're going into the store or coming out the store, you can donate money, you can donate diapers, wipes, formula. We'll be there to collect it and be posting throughout the day how we're doing and things like that. We've also got great locations like the Dollar Trees do a collection for us, as well as Dutch Bros. Last year was a new addition and did a drop-off at the South Dutch Bros. So that was really exciting. The kids got so excited. I mean, the young adults that work there at Dutch Bros.
Yeah, and that starts at 4:45 a.m.
Yes.
That kicks off the diaper drive, and it goes until midnight. So we want to thank our friends at Dutch Brothers for participating.
I'm going to give you money because if anybody sees me walking out of a grocery store with a bunch of diapers, they're going to say, Dan Coons was buying diapers.
Oh, the gossip. The gossip.
What's going on there?
The other fun thing is there's actually a diaper toss at the Wild game.
Yes.
Please tell me they're empty.
We hope.
Yes, October 20th is the diaper toss this year. We've done it for 2 years, and it's grown every year. And so on the first goal, much like the teddy bear toss that people are familiar with, people toss out diapers and wipes onto the ice.
Yeah. And we're really excited because we've got a lot of great companies that support us too. This year, Guild stepped up and is sponsoring us again, Guild Mortgage. And they actually came in at a higher level than they ever have before. So of any of our sponsors for Diaper Drive. So we're really excited to have Guild Mortgage on board with us. And Melina usually steps in, and like I said, Dollar Tree. So we've got great companies in the community that support us.
Oh, and we're also going to be pre-collecting at the Tour of Homes.
Okay.
So BNCW Tour of Homes.
That's mid-September?
Yes, second week of September.
13th through the 16th?
Yes. We partnered with them last year, and so when you go to the Tour of Homes, you can bring your diaper and wipe donations there as well.
So you have all these diapers, and then what do you do with them? Do you spread them around to all the different service organizations that hand
We
them out?
do. We have a lot of banks that we take them to. So Sage, Women's Resource Center, Serve Wenatchee Valley, St. Joe's Food Bank, Wenatchee Valley College, and Lighthouse Ministries all got diapers from us last year.
Now, the next thing is for you, my girlfriend's closet get together. I got a plea out there for somebody who owns a piece of property out there. You guys need a new home.
We do,
Yeah.
we do. We've been lucky enough to have the same location for the last couple of years, and it's been really nice because it's very easy and accessible, but unfortunately it's not going to be available to us this year. So we are looking for a larger retail type place. We can, make do with quite a bit. So
I thought we were done talking about diapers.
no, make do, not do.
Okay.
But yeah, so we're looking at a couple of different options, but if someone has a commercial type property that would be interested in housing Women's Service League of North Central
even
Washington.
you're getting used to it.
Learning.
It takes a while.
And we like to have it from
mid-March or we like to have the
January
location
to the end of March. So we like to have it for a few months to get everything staged and sorted and things like that. So keep us posted.
And just so people know, last year's Girlfriend's Closet donated $40,000 back into nonprofits in our community that help the homeless and people in need. And then it also funded 3 scholarships for us as well. So we give one through the Community Foundation to a high school senior, and then we also have 2 scholarships for women who are returning back to school.
Good for you, girls.
Yeah, it's pretty exciting.
Can we make this a 2-hour show, Kat? We just barely touched the surface here. We talked about My Girlfriend's Closet Needs a New Home. For the uninitiated, what is My Girlfriend's Closet?
It is a 4-day pop-up event where we have a preview night, and then we have 2 days of sales to the public. And then we have 1 day that is community organizations that help women come in and kind of do a bit of a free shop. All of the clothing is donated, and it's high quality clothes. We go through and we're very choosy on what we pick, but we basically set up and run a true retail store for 4 days and collect this money. So if you think about it, $40,000 in 4 days. So it's pretty substantial.
On mostly used items.
Yeah.
It's incredible.
Yeah, it is. And it's such a feel-good event because you obviously have the women of the community that are so excited to go there and shop and everything. But my personal day is Sunday. I love going on Sunday and seeing these women that come from different organizations like YWCA and SAGE and some of those. And, you know, the high schools even send some students from time to time. So it's great for them to be able to come in, and that excitement to be able to go find that interview outfit or the, you know, go into work or just being able to.
Plus accessories like purses and stuff like that. Okay.
Huge shoe department, purses, jewelry, scarves.
So it's a way people can donate, and your donations, you know, help the community monetarily. They're meeting the needs of the women that come and shop immediately that need items. So people are excited to donate to this because we really honor everybody's donations, and you know, they go to a great cause.
Yeah.
Many great causes.
So diaper drive and My Girlfriend's Closet. What's next on the agenda? You want to talk about
prom dress giveaway?
Oh yes. You know, it's funny we talked about how expensive diapers are.
And then you go to prom dresses.
Proms are insanely. You know, you got to rent a tux, and the girls got to have a dress, and the guys rent the tux and bring it back, but the girls normally keep the dresses.
Right.
And you got the dinner, and you got the limo.
And girls usually wear dresses once, you know? And so this last year, we did a prom dress giveaway for the first time, basically immediately the week following My Girlfriend's Closet. So we were in the same location. I want to say our dress count was about 1,000 dresses.
If not a little bit higher.
Before we opened the doors. And these dresses, many of which brand new, donated by Bellicera here in Wenatchee, and also Queen Formal. So those two businesses have donated new dresses, but then we also have a cycle of people donating once used dresses. And so this last year we gave away over 200 dresses.
Wow.
Yeah.
No questions asked. All sizes, shapes, colors. Callie was one of our seamstresses. We have a whole seamstress team there to fit dresses, to make girls, you know, them fit perfectly.
I got a bruise on my thumb from sewing through sequins. That's how dedicated I am.
And then we also had raffles to give away dinners, flowers, nails. There's a grand prize for the entire event. So yeah, we were super proud of that one. And girls came as far as Omak, Pateris, Brewster, a lot of those smaller outlying areas.
Which kind of folds back to how it's now the Women's Service League of North Central Washington. You're making a big footprint as you possibly can. And that's what we want. We want to see ladies from the outlying communities join, from the Leavenworth and Cashmere, and even out in the Basin. You know, it's not that far to drive here from Quincy or even Moses Lake or up north from that group to join these ladies. We got about 3 minutes left. Pitch your product to potential future members of the Women's Service League in North Central Washington. What are they getting out of it besides a pretty good time, it sounds like?
You know, the biggest thing for us, aside from what we do out in the community, all of the great events that we do, we really pride ourselves on empowering women within our group. We want to promote leaders in the community, so we really work on finding those members that maybe don't even see potential in themselves to take that leadership role and really work with them and promote them. And that's how I'm sitting where I am today. I've been a member for, I think I'm going on my 5th year. And never thought I'd be sitting in a president-elect position, but they saw something in me that I didn't necessarily see. So, that's one of the big things. We have fun, we raise money for the community, we do a lot of good out there in a lot of different ways. So if you're someone that likes to just be that workhorse and get stuff done, we've got those positions. If you like to be in front of, I don't know that anybody likes to necessarily be in front of cameras, but we have those positions. We've got all different levels. So that's the biggest thing, I think, when you join our group. You can be a full-time member, you can be a sustainer, as Corey was talking about, some of our members that want to be part of it but don't necessarily have the commitment to do the monthly meetings or those kinds of things. We've got something for everybody, and it's all about empowering women to make a difference in our community through community involvement and volunteering.
You're good.
Thanks.
Do you have anything to add to that, Corey? I don't know what else
That
you
was
can possibly
excellent.
add.
That was excellent. Oh, yes, follow us on Facebook.
Okay. Yes.
We have a Facebook page. That's where a lot of our information is out there about events, things coming up, opportunities, and then our digital will be rolling out our new
fancy website
here shortly.
Yeah.
So,
And the only qualifications is you gotta be a woman. That's it.
Yeah.
That's all there is.
You're out.
I can see all kinds of different. I mean, like recently retired women who now have time on their hands and they got energy and they want to volunteer and they want to make things better.
Those
or maybe young
stay-at-home-
professionals who are just stay-at-home moms.
that want to come out and
Sure.
interact with humans other than their littles,
Yeah.
different things.
Sure.
But yeah, and it's great because we really do have that. We've got every background, every profession. It's just a great group of women. So please come join us next
Lisa
week.
Bees, which is a fun place to go
Yes.
anyway.
It is.
Yes.
So.
But join us, find out more about becoming a member, and we'd love to see our membership grow and grow.
So when do I get to see you again? I
don't
want you
know.
to come back, and next time you got a big event, I want you in here.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and have her bring the baby.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So,
Especially
cool.
for diaper drive, right?
Callie, Corey, thanks for joining me.
Thank you so
I
much.
appreciate it.
Hey there, Wenatchee. I'm Sean Lee, and I'm inviting you to check out the NCW Movie Guide to keep up on what movies are playing in our town.
Do you have a fun or interesting video you'd like to see featured here on the NCW Life channel? It's easy. All you have to do is send us an email at newsphotos@ncwlife.com.
Join me for Life with Lisa Bradshaw on NCW Life. It's not about my life, it's about yours.
And we're back here from Studio 3 in downtown Wenatchee. Dan Kuntz and Steve Hare. In the minute or so we have left in this program, we wanted to give you the latest on the air quality in our area from the Department of Ecology. These are the latest readings. That is in Wenatchee. That is 275. It's ticked up just a little bit from when we last checked in about an hour ago. Again, the magic number is 301. That gets you to the hazardous level. We're not there yet, but it's very unhealthy in the Wenatchee Valley. Chelan is worse. They're at 290, and they continue that climb up to 301. My guess is within the next couple of hours, Steve, with no real relief in sight and the lid on both Wenatchee and Chelan, will get into the hazardous category, which is where they were yesterday afternoon. The only area right now that is in hazardous, the worst of the worst air quality right now, is Plain.
Stay out of the exposed areas, folks. I mean, we can't stress this enough. It's dangerous to be out there, especially doing anything strenuous.
Mm-hmm.
And there are masks available, as noticed here on our little graphic. We have mask distribution locations throughout Chelan and Douglas County, but your best bet probably through Confluence Health or the Chelan-Douglas Health District. They have them available. As we understand, children's masks are kind of hard to find right now. But again, you got one right here, posted here towards the front of your table here. I wasn't sure whether that was a mask or a Depends.
Until Wednesday, take care. Bye-bye.